Okay, this first play we're going to look at is a counter left. And what we're going to see in this one is we're going to see our down blocks. We'll actually see a good base block. We will see a pull and wrap, but not by a guard. It'll actually be by our Y in this case. And we will see the hinge, and we'll see the pull and kick. So we'll see all these as a counter left for us. Basically, what we were seeing this particular week, we were just kind of guessing that we might get some sort of a bear front. So we've got 2-3 techniques, a head up nose, and 2 wide ends. In fact, the weak side end we believe was the contain guy. I'm not sure what the receivers were doing, so this may not look exactly right. We've got down blocks, and anytime our guard and center were covered, it's down blocks all the way across the front, so there's no combo in this particular one. We have a pull and kick. We have a hinge by our backside tackle, and then it's going to be our Y is actually the puller on this one, is a pull and wrap to the front side backer. And this play is just a counter play for us. You'll see the quarterback will reverse pivot, and then he will carry out his fake. So let's go ahead and take a look at this play. This is a practice against scout team. We'll get an idea of what it looks like. So basically here, you can see we're going to be having, again, our down block. This is going to be a base block. We had a wide alignment by the 3. But again, this is actually a little bit wider. It's an 18-inch split normally. This is a little bit wider than what we normally have, but we're going to be basically in a base block because he's almost a 4 eyes in the gap. We're going to get a base block by our tackle here. We're going to get a down block on the nose. We don't ever have our center block a head-up nose. We're going to get a down block by the center on the guard or on the tackle. We're going to get a pull and kick on this wide 9. And you'll see this wide 9 is going to come way up the field, so it's not going to be a really clean kick out. A hinge and the front side, the backside backer is actually going to come. In the hinge here, he's looking from backside backer. If backside backer doesn't come, he'll turn his attention back to this defensive end. In this case, he's going to come. And then we've actually got our Y off the ball, and he'll be the puller. This is just another way for us to get him into the action and get a little bit different look for these guys. So the first step, when you break these down, good first step by the tackle. You see the position step by the tackle. I'd like to see more. I don't like seeing this arm fly out right here. His arm just kind of. I like to see that load with the loaded elbow. I did not care for this down block step, and this player has always had a little bit of trouble with his footwork. His back level is okay. All of them are a little bit high here, but his position step, his aiming point is not going to be terrible. I like the step by the center. The center is gaining some ground here. Okay, so that's what we're looking at when we look at this film. The center is gaining a little bit of ground. He snaps, gets that foot turn, that flat step. Our center is almost always our best down blockers. Gets that flat step, could gain a little more ground here, but he's getting going. Okay, so in that first step, that's what we want to see out of him. We want to check that first step. To me, that's the most critical thing. Okay, so we've got the load and strike from the left tackle, the left guard, okay. The center could gain more ground, but he's got the angle correct. Okay, and you can see the guard is already getting out of there. The guard has an excellent step. Could gain more ground on that first step, but he's getting going. Okay, watch the pull. He's down the line. You can see this guy's up the field for him, but we're not going to make him do a whole lot of deciding. That guy's up the field. He's going to stay with him. He could pass that guy up. That guy's absolutely run himself out of the play. We had held him probably 2 plays before this with a boot off this counter, and so he's holding for the quarterback. He's trying to get the sack, so he's run himself out of the play. Check out the base block. Check out the load and strike on the base block by the tackle. I like the look here. I can see a little bit better level, but the load strike with the second step, the aim point. Again, we don't do much of this, but this guy was in a 4-eye for him. The aim point is the near side number. And he's just driving him out of there, getting him down. So it ends up being a really good block for him. Our down block by the left guard, let me point this out. Our down block by the left guard is not as flat as the down block by the center because this guy right here is a reader. Okay, this nose is a reader. So that's why you see him almost blocking like a base block. He knows that guy's not flying the field on him. The center, you can see the center is flat because that 3 technique on his side is a penetrator. He's flat. Like to see him get a little lower, but he drives that guy out of there and actually does a really good job driving that guy out of there to the point that he gets a piece of the backside end. Now notice with the hinge block, this backer is walked up. Okay, this backer looks like he wants to come that A gap. So on this hinge block, down, that 2 hop step, and he's come. Okay, that backer is stepped up right now. This backer is stepping up in this gap. So he's accounting for him there. He's going to continue down on his hinge and take care of that guy. So we actually had nobody coming back for him, but the down block was good. I don't think he can run it down anyway, especially from that wide position. But and that kid's a pretty good athlete. But even still, he wasn't going to run him down. But just a little chip from the down block took care of that. Okay, and the last thing is you'll see the wrapper. The backer doesn't step up, and he's not a linebacker by trade, so that's probably why it's a scout team. But I'd like to see his shoulder stay a little more square and see more of a lateral run on this wrap. But he's coming from a longer position. We usually come from a shorter position. But when these guys wrap, you want them to come really tight off the down blocks. You want them to come right off of these down blocks as tight as they can. Even that's too wide because our aiming point's that inside number on this wrap. We'd like him to come straight up here. And again, we always tell the backs the money's inside. Back cuts it back. And that's where all his room's at.